You've worked your entire life. 40 years of alarm clocks, of showing up, of doing the right thing. And yet somehow at the end of every month, you still don't know where the money went. Not because you were reckless, not because you spent on anything crazy. It just disappeared. Here's what nobody tells you. That feeling doesn't go away on its own. Not in retirement, not ever. Unless you know this, in 1904, a Japanese woman invented a system so simple it fits on a single notebook page. No app, no spreadsheet, no bank account required. Just a $2 notebook and a question that changes everything. Over 120 years later, that system is still used by millions of Japanese households. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why it works better than anything modern finance has ever invented. Especially if you're retired or about to be. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you in the next 3 minutes will completely change how you think about money. Tokyo, 1904. Japan is modernizing at a terrifying speed. Factories are replacing farms. Families are moving to cities. And suddenly, for the first time in history, ordinary people have wages to manage. But nobody taught them how. A woman named Motoko Hani sees this. She's Japan's first female journalist, and what she observes troubles her. Families aren't struggling because they earn too little. They're struggling because they have no system to understand where the money goes. So she creates one. She calls it kakebo, household financial ledger in Japanese. But here's what makes it different from every budgeting system ever invented before or since. It doesn't just track numbers, it asks questions. And that small difference, tracking versus questioning, is exactly why it still works today, when every modern finance app has failed you. Here's the part that almost nobody talks about. You've probably tried apps, maybe a spreadsheet, maybe a notebook you abandoned after 2 weeks. So why would this be any different? Because kakeibo isn't designed for discipline. It's designed for awareness. And there's a scientific reason why writing by hand creates awareness that no screen ever will. Researchers at Princeton and UCLA found that people who write by hand process and retain information fundamentally differently than those who type. Not slightly differently, fundamentally. When you write a number on paper, $10, $20, $40, your brain registers it as real, as something that happened, as a choice you made. When you tap it into an app, it's just data. It disappears into the screen and takes your attention with it. But there's something else about kakeibo that makes it perfect for this stage of life. It's designed for the pace of a slower life. Not for someone rushing between meetings. Not for someone managing payroll or investors. For someone who finally has the time to think. And the system she built, the one that's lasted 120 years, starts with something almost embarrassingly simple. Kakeibo divides every single expense in your life into 4 categories. Not 40, not 14. 4. Write these down. The first is survival, rent, utilities, groceries, real food, not treats. Medications, health insurance, the things you absolutely must pay to be alive. Notice what's not here. The premium cable package, the daily cafe trip, those go somewhere else. The second is leisure and vice. And I want to pause on that name because it's brilliant. The Japanese didn't call it fun. They didn't call it entertainment. They called it leisure and vice because they were honest about what it is. The things you want, not the things you need. Coffee with a friend, a lottery ticket, a restaurant meal, new clothes when your closet is already full. No shame in this category, only honesty. The third is culture. Books, museums, a class you're taking, concert tickets, the things that feed your mind and your spirit. The Japanese believe culture is important enough to track separately. It's not a luxury, it's a necessity, but a different kind of necessity than survival. And the fourth is extras. The plumber when the sink leaks, the unexpected doctor visit, your grandson's birthday, the car repair you didn't see coming. Here's something most people never realize about this category. When you track unexpected expenses for 3 months, they stop being unexpected. Patterns emerge, and patterns you can see, you can plan for. But here is where almost every person gets kakeibo wrong. The mistake is thinking you need to track a full month before it means anything. You don't. Let me show you exactly how this works. Real numbers, simple math. Let's say your monthly income, pension, social security, whatever you receive is $800. Write that at the top of the page. Monthly income, $800. Now subtract your fixed expenses. Rent, $350. Utilities, $50. Total fixed expenses, $400. 800 minus 400. You have $400 left. Kakeibo calls this your available wallet. That's it. That's the starting point. Now, and this is where the magic happens, you track just 1 week, not a month, not a year, 7 days. Monday, groceries, $45, survival, coffee with Margaret, $4, leisure and vice. Tuesday, pharmacy for blood pressure medication, $15, survival. Wednesday, lottery ticket, $2, leisure and vice. Used bookstore, $3, culture. Thursday, bus pass, $20, survival. Friday, lunch at the diner, $12, leisure and vice. Light bulbs, $8, extras. Saturday, groceries again, $38. Movie matinee, $7, culture. Sunday, nothing spent. At the end of the week, you add it up. Survival, $118, leisure and vice, $18. Culture, $10. Extras, $8. Total spent, $154. Now, here's where I need you to pay attention, because what these numbers revealed about this person's life is something they never expected to see. Do you see what just happened? Every dollar has a name. Every choice has a category. Nothing disappeared. That clarity alone, that feeling of knowing, is worth more than any investment strategy. But we're not done. Because the most powerful part of kakeibo isn't the tracking. At the beginning of every month, kakeibo asks you 4 questions. These are the same 4 questions Motoko Hani wrote in 1904. And they haven't changed because they don't need to. Question 1. How much money do I have? Not what you think you have. What you actually have. Count everything honestly. Question 2. How much do I want to save? This is critical. You decide this before the month starts. And not after. The intention comes first. Even if it's $20, the amount matters less than the decision. Question 3. What am I overspending on? Look at last month's numbers. Are you spending $30 a week on coffee out? $40 on lottery tickets? No judgment. Just observation. Question 4, and this is the one that separates kakeibo from every other system. How can I improve? Not how can I be perfect. Just how can I improve by 1%? Maybe you make coffee at home twice a week instead of never. That's improvement. Now let me show you the end-of-month balance. Available wallet, $400. End-of-month spending, $365. Actual savings, $35, but you wanted to save $50. You're $15 short. Here's what you don't do. You don't beat yourself up. Here's what you do instead. You investigate. Where did those extra $15 go? Was it worth it? Maybe it was your grandson's birthday and that brought you more joy than $15 could ever measure. Keep it, no change needed. Or maybe it was magazines you never read sitting in a pile by your chair. That's useful information. And here's the insight that almost no one in personal finance will tell you. The goal of kakeibo is not to make you spend less. The goal is to make you spend consciously. Because unconscious spending, the money that simply disappears, never brings joy. You don't even remember it. The Japanese have a word for this, motanai. It means what a waste, but with a depth of feeling that the English translation can't fully capture. A regret for not recognizing the value of something before it was gone. When you see money leaving for things you don't even remember buying, you feel motanai. And that feeling motivates you more than any budget rule, any app notification, any financial advisor's spreadsheet. Not because it makes you feel guilty, because it makes you feel aware. Here is exactly what you do after this video ends. Step 1. Get a notebook. Any notebook. Dollar store, pharmacy, supermarket, $2 maximum. Do not buy a fancy journal. Do not wait until you find the perfect one. That's procrastination wearing a disguise. Step 2. Write the current month at the top. Draw 4 columns. Label them survival, leisure and vice, culture, extras. Step 3. Write your monthly income. Subtract your fixed expenses. Write your available wallet number. Step 4. But the only commitment I'm asking you to make today. Track just 1 week, not a month. 7 days. Carry the notebook. Every time money leaves your hands, anything at all, write it down. Amount, what it was. Which category? Bus fare, survival. Coffee, leisure and vice. Newspaper, culture, aspirin, extras, 7 days. At the end of the week, add up each column. Don't judge what you see, just look. I guarantee once you see the patterns, you won't want to stop. Not because you have to, because it's genuinely interesting to finally know. Before you close this video, there's one mistake that kills this system in the first week. And it's not the one you'd expect. Let me save you some frustration by telling you the mistakes people commonly make with kakeibo. Mistake 1. Letting days go by without writing anything down. You think, I'll remember, or I'll do it later. You won't. By Thursday, you've forgotten what you spent on Monday. Write it down immediately, or at least every evening before bed. Mistake 2. Obsessing when a month goes badly. Maybe you got sick and had huge medical bills. Maybe your grandson needed help with rent. Life happens. One bad month doesn't erase the system. Just start fresh next month. Mistake 3. Creating too many subcategories. Some people divide survival into 12 subcategories. Stop. You're overcomplicating it. 4 categories. That's the whole point. Mistake 4. Treating it like a prison. Kakebo is not a drill sergeant yelling at you for spending $5 on ice cream. It's a gentle friend asking, hey, did that ice cream make you happy? If yes, great. If no, interesting information for next time. Remember this. Consistency beats perfection. A month where you tracked 80% of your spending is infinitely better than giving up because you weren't perfect. Let's go back to where we started. That feeling at the end of the month. The money that disappeared. The quiet anxiety of not knowing. Kakeibo doesn't solve that by making you rich. It solves it by making you aware. And awareness brings something no investment can guarantee. Peace. You'll sleep differently when you know exactly where you stand. You'll make decisions with confidence instead of that low-level fear that never quite goes away. This isn't about control, it's about calm. 120 years, millions of Japanese households. A $2 notebook. Not because it's high-tech, not because it's trending, because it's human. So here's my question for you. And I want you to actually think about this. When you track your first week, which category do you think will surprise you the most? Survival, discovering your groceries cost more than you thought? Leisure and vice, seeing what those small daily habits actually add up to? Culture, realizing how much or how little you invest in things that feed your mind? Or extras, finally seeing the pattern in those unexpected expenses? Leave it in the comments. I read every one. And if you want to skip the setup, I've created a free printable kakeibo template. No email, no sign up. Just click the link in the description, print it, and you're ready. Next week, 5 specific ways to use kakeibo on a fixed income. Edgy, including one technique with the leisure and vice category that freed up $60 last month without giving up a single thing I actually enjoyed. A $2 notebook. And the peace of finally knowing you've got this.